Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Mars October Rants. Today I'm going to make another short rant, and this is about what society expects from us and what society tells us is the best way to live our life. Because, no matter what country you live in, there is standards set by society. And these standards are set and they tell us how we are supposed to live. And I think a lot of people, they get really stuck with all these expectations that are set by society, and people think that they have to live a certain way. And that's not really the case, because you have to live and do what you want to do. I know I made an episode not that long ago talking about how you have to do what's best for you, and it kind of ties into that. But I didn't really get into the society part because I just didn't want to make it too long, but I'll get into it here. But society really does play a huge role on how people behave and how people should act. And society really tells us what's good and what's bad, and what we need to value and what we don't need to value, and what should be most important to us. And, society tells us when we're supposed to have jobs, when we're supposed to have sex, when we're supposed to move out of our parents' house, when we're supposed to do this, when we're supposed to do that. And it can be a cultural thing too, like certain cultures, they want you to live a certain way in your life, and they want you to do certain things, or pursue certain goals, and that can be in cultures. But I know in American society, because I live in America, there's certain expectations for us, and society wants you to live in, a certain way, like not to live with your parents at a certain age, and you're supposed to move out at 18, and you're supposed to have your own job, and you're supposed to have your own place, and you're supposed to, have sex and have all these experiences. And, I've made an entire episode many months ago about not shaming virgins, and people need to stop shaming people that do not want to engage in sexual activity. Because, that's something, like I said, like that's something that, you do when you're ready, and it should be something that you pursue when the right time comes, when you actually meet someone that you actually care about and love, and you grow your relationship, and that stuff happens. But a lot of the time, like, people are pushed by society to do things at a certain time. And, that's something I really don't like about society, is that we're told what to think, we're told what to do. And, a lot of people are now living at home statistically longer now in the United States. And, people aren't really moving out at 18 anymore because the expenses are very high. So, I just really don't want people to fall into that stuff with what society wants you to do. But, I know a lot of people are still going to do it, because a lot of people are still programmed, and a lot of people are programmed to think a certain way. Society wants you to be a good little, drone and not question anything. And, it's really important to question things. It's really important to ask why, even if it's like the right thing to do, it's still important to question everything. And that's something the late and great George Carlin said to do. He said you have to question everything. You have to, question everything you're taught, everything you're told, everything you hear. And that's one thing that society doesn't want you to do. They just want you to be obedient workers, like he said. People are just smart enough to do the work and not realize how badly they're getting fucked by the system, and that's what they want. They don't want well-educated, people that have critical thinking skills, because that goes against their interest. Because if you're smart enough to question what the fuck you're doing in the first place, then you're probably not going to be as useful to them as they want you to be. So, that's just the way the world is, with, people just being programmed. And, it's really sad. It's really depressing that that's what the world is. But a lot of people aren't going to wake up. They're not going to smell the coffee. They're not going to see that they're being programmed. And even if they do, they're probably not going to do that much to change their situation. So just really just do the best you can. Like, understand that, and just do the best you can. But I'm more making this for myself because I've always known that about society, and I've tried to go against the grain and just do what I want and live the life that I want to live and not try to live to any expectations of what society wants me to do. And I've been doing that my whole life, and I really like it. I really enjoy doing it, and I feel like myself. I feel like I'm me. I feel like I'm not a mold of someone, and it's really made me happy in the long run. It's really been a good ride, and I really enjoy this, and I recommend it to everyone, just to be yourself and not live and be dictated by society. And, because it will destroy you if you just keep living up to society. So I'm going to end this rant here. Another short rant, not too long. And again, people are going to say I repeat myself, but, you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You can skip around and stuff. So that's the great thing about YouTube. So thank you for listening to this episode of the Morris October Rants. Thank you again for listening, and have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye.